Hey, what's happening? You're watching Toonami TV post-match reaction. It's finished at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City 5, Newcastle United 0. The predictable result, as everyone was saying at the start of play. If you're a Newcastle or Man City fan, it was always going to go in City's favour. They're chasing another Premier League crown, and we are safe in the Premier League. It was a dominant display by Manchester City from start to finish. I've got no qualms about the results. As said, we're lucky to have only walked away with a 5-0 defeat. It should have been, you could say, 7, 8, 9 to Manchester City. It could have got embarrassing, and it certainly was all afternoon. We got totally outplayed, and if you can't defend properly, then 9 times out of 10 you're gonna, cause problems for yourself, and you're gonna, concede goals. And we look so vulnerable this afternoon. As said, the game plan was pretty much out the window in the first 20 minutes. Manchester City go 1-0 up. As said, a really good finish by Raheem Sterling. But again, when Gundogan puts the ball across and it gets headed across from Cancelo to Raheem Sterling, Dan Burn should not be getting beat like that. He should be picking up Raheem Sterling, and that header should not find its way into the back of the net. It's embarrassing. And Manchester City go 1-0 up. And then they soon follow that up with a second goal through Eric Laporte from a corner, a set piece, which, we're usually quite good at dealing with. De Bruyne whips it in. Gundogan has a shot from outside the box. He tries to, force a pass to Dubravka. He doesn't get a hold of it. I said Cancelo tries to force it past him. He doesn't, and it falls nicely for Laporte, and he puts it into the back of the net. 2-0, game over. We only had that one shot on target in the first half, and that was through Chris Wood. That goal, which was choked for offside, it was the correct decision. As said, who knows what could have happened if we'd got that goal to stand, and it would have been 1-1. But as said, take nothing away from Manchester City, in that first half performance. As said, it's just Bruno was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And, when Jamal Lascelles headed that, forward to try and get it on target, Bruno was in the way. And Chris Wood, obviously, when it rebounded to him, he smashed it in, doing his job. But, of course, it wasn't to be. Man City had, numerous chances through, the likes of Laporte, through, De Bruyne, Jesus. They could have been out of sight. And 2-0, as said, it's the correct result going into half-time, as said, because they were the better side. And I said it's predictable. Second half, I'm expecting maybe a little bit more fight, a little bit more organisation. We've done okay maybe for 15 minutes, but then City got the third goal through Rodri. Again, another set piece, another corner from De Bruyne. Who's picking him up? Joe Linton's probably the closest to him, and it's a header past Dubravka. Could Dubravka do better there? Potentially, but Man City are running away with it. And I said they deserve that third goal. It's just carbon copy, really, of the 2 goals that were scored in the first half. And on merit, they deserve it. Eddie Howe, for me, made the changes too late. He should have made it, when Man City started to get back into the swing of things. Because they started quite slowly, not really attacking the goal as much. But then when Man City started threatening, you know there's a problem. And Callum Wilson and Trippier should have come on a lot earlier, in my opinion. Zinchenko had a chance to make a 4-0. He tested Martin Dubravka. Someone should have been closing him down, and we got off of one there. But then obviously Eddie Howe had to make the changes. So, around the 66th minute, it was Callum Wilson and Trippier on for Chris Wood and Emil Kraft going off. I said it was the correct moves by Eddie Howe, but it was a little too late. We're out of the game. We should really have attacked it from the start if we had, any chance. And as said, if we'd potentially pulled one back, who knows? But it was all Manchester City. If 3-0, they didn't really have to do anything. They were really pushing the ball forward a lot because they knew that we were just going to sit there and park the bus. I thought Eddie at times, could have been a bit more tactically better. And that's something that he's got to learn for next season. I know it's Manchester City, I get it, but at the end of the day, we've got to be more braver on the ball. Yes, we had some chances in the second half. Jamal Lascelles come close with a header. Callum Wilson had a chance where he was put through by Jacob Murphy. He was replaced He come on, for Almiron, who was replaced. Callum Wilson was on side when he was put through by Jacob Murphy. For me, Callum Wilson's got to find the net there. I understand he's just come back from injury, but when he's one-on-one with Edison, maybe he's got to try and trip him. He's got to do something there. He's got to try and put at least a goal back. He doesn't. And it's just how the afternoon panned out. You've got St. Maximin there. He had the ball inside the box. He drilled it wide. I thought he was poor this afternoon. There was many of them who were poor. I thought Bruno didn't have his best game either. Just, silly challenges. He got his yellow card in the first half. Joe Linton wasn't quite with it. I said I understand it's Manchester City and they're going to have all the ball. They've got better quality than us, but I think we paid them a little bit too much respect. And then obviously going towards the end of the game, just as the board was going up for 2 minutes, added on time, Phil Foden scores. Again, too easy. Good finish by the lad. This lad's got the potential of winning more trophies at Manchester City, and the potential of playing for Real Madrid and Barcelona, some of the biggest clubs in the world. And then obviously it was wrapped up by Raheem Sterling, who scored the 5th goal of the afternoon and his 2nd of the game. Just more mistakes at the back, have ultimately cost her. And today it has been the so-called midfield and defence that have cost her in this match. I feel like there wasn't enough service to Chris Wood again this afternoon, especially in that first half. He had nothing to feed off. St. Maximin was very quiet, didn't have a lot of the ball. I just felt we should have been a bit more braver, against this lot, and who knows what could have happened. As I said, I wasn't expecting to win before anyone says that, but if you play well against the better sides, if you show bravery, who knows what can happen? Do you know what I mean? Stranger things have happened in the Premier League. And as I said, I'm sitting here, on a 5-0 defeat. I'm not surprised at all. It's the predictable result. As said, it could have been 7, 8, 9. It could have been double figures to Manchester City. They totally outplayed us this afternoon. And it's something that we're going to have to address, in the summer. Yes, we've had a great end to the season. But it shows, in a way, yes, how far we've come, that we can still compete, but we need better players, to take us forwards. Otherwise, with this squad, it's just going to be the same old mid-table finishes. I said it's just a case of we need to, be more aware of what's around us, in games. It's just not being too slack, and that it's been the problem, in this game this afternoon. Just too slack, giving the ball away too cheaply, wrong decision making. And, if we want to join the elite, we have to make big changes in the summer, the January and beyond. It's not going to happen overnight, but there's players in this squad that are clearly not good enough, and that will not challenge the elite, and that'll not get where we want to be. We want to be challenging, in that top 10, in the next season or two. I said there's a lot of changes that have to be made. It's as simple as that. It's just a case of Man City, that they've got a good record against us. We know that. We haven't beaten them since 2000 in the Premier League. That was a 1-0 win. That just goes to show how poor we are against them. And as I said, they beat us, heavily at St James's in the winter time, and the other fully deserved to win that as well. It was a very similar type of game, the one I've watched this afternoon to the one I watched at St James's Park, and that shows you, that Manchester City are levels ahead of us. And as I said, fair play to Manchester City. They're trying to chase another Premier League crown. They're battling with Liverpool, and we're on the beach. It's as simple as that. Whether you like it or not, we've got nothing to play for. But Eddie Howe has a lot of selection headaches to make for the next game, because we're going to have to make changes against Arsenal. Because if we make the same mistakes like we've done this afternoon against Arsenal, then it's going to be a similar result. Just because we're at home doesn't mean we're going to win. It's as simple as that. We have to be 10 times better, and it's the final home game of the season, so the lads have to step up, and we'll have to have a game plan. If we don't have one, then as said, what's going to happen. It's going to be an Arsenal victory, and then obviously Burnley, final game of the season. They've still got something to play for, that is staying in the Premier League, whether it still goes to the last day or not, because obviously Everton are starting to pick up results. As said, there wasn't really a standout player today in terms of who really played well in the black and white shirt. I find it difficult to really pick one in a game like this. It's good to see that Callum Wilson and Trippier managed to get back playing again, even if it was for a short period of time. It gives me hope for the Arsenal game that they can maybe play a full 90 minutes, or at least up to 75, 80 minutes. But as I said, if there was a negative in this game today, I feel like Eddie Howe should make his subs a lot earlier, especially when it's only 2-0. But we need to be more switched on. As said, this is Manchester City. This is not a Burnley or a Norwich or a Watford or a team like that that's going to give you chances. You don't get many chances, and when you get them, you've got to take them. So obviously, I'm talking the Callum Wilson chance. He's got to put that in. And as I said, if you want to join the elite, those sort of goals have got to go in. It's got to be a goal. It's as simple as that. As I said, it wouldn't have changed the game, but it's things like that. We've got to be more clinical in the final third. We've been very poor in recent games in the final third and not taking our chances. Yeah, you can call that clinical sometimes when we do put the balls in the back of the net, but we need to change a lot of things over the course of the next couple of months and when the season's done. As said, yes, we've had a good end, but we can't switch off now. It's obviously 5 today. It could get embarrassing next week if we play the same way. As I said, credit to Manchester City. I thought they played really well this afternoon, so take nothing away from them and their performance. Good luck to them for the rest of the season. I felt like they reacted as well after getting knocked out in the Champions League semi-finals to Real Madrid, and that's how you need to do it. We move on to the Arsenal game, and hopefully we've got to play a lot better. So that's just my thoughts on the game today at the Etihad Stadium. It finished Manchester City 5, Newcastle United 0. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. How are the lads?